And okay. So again, if you guys want to ask a question or stop me for a second because you didn't catch something, hold your space bar and unmute yourself, but we'll get started. So all I've done here, I went to zoom.com. I know it says zoom.us, but zoom.com works perfectly fine too. So, go there and then we can start creating an account. Sign up, it's free. No tricks and twists here. Now I'm going to go ahead and use sign in with Google. So I did this with my KW email, so I know it will work for you guys. I'm going to do this with my personal email this time, just so I can go through the complete setup with a new account. But I do really like this sign in with Google. It's I know you guys all have a KW email, so you guys all have a Google account. It connects it, and you can just hit sign in instead of typing your password in every time. Of course, I'm on an incognito browser, so I have to do it. Let's see here. Now here's the true test, is if I remember my password. And of course, if you didn't want to use your Google account, you can just use an email address and password. It doesn't really matter. But I like easy sign-ons, right? So here we go. I guess my photo is not working, but let me create the account. So I'm connected with my Google address again, just so it's easy to log in. And then you get to a screen like this. Now, depending on how I'm signing in or what page I'm actually on, sometimes I'll get to this meeting page. Sometimes I'll be in my profile page. Doesn't really make a difference, but you're actually in your account now. So you can see I have a couple basic options up here. If I want to host a meeting, join a meeting somebody else is hosting, or schedule one. I'll go ahead. I'll do schedule a meeting. So this would be probably your first stop for creating a meeting for a client, right? So this is pretty easy. It's almost like adding something to your calendar. So my topic could be, let's call it 123 Easy Street. No, I don't want to do that. I was gonna say Easy Street listing appointment. Let's do Bob and Sue Smith, right? Listing appointment. This is a people business, so let's make it personal. But of course, you can name it whatever you like. When you share out the appointment, your clients may see this. We'll know in a second, but just be aware that I haven't been putting any descriptions in here because, I'll put them on our training calendar or something. So I haven't been doing this, but feel free. And of course, date and time. So I'll do it today, and we'll schedule one for, let's say, 2 o'clock. The duration, I guess it puts it because it is a scheduling aspect to this, but like it doesn't cut you off once you hit that limit. So, excuse me. I've had webinars that have gone over an hour. Yeah, it does not kick you off when that hour ends. So that's the only point I'll make there. But if you guys are using this basic plan, you are going to run into this limitation. If there's 3 or more participants, you have a 40-minute time limit, which might be enough to do what you need to do. If it is just one-to-one, so you're calling your client and either they're together and they're watching together, or it's just a single person, there is no limit. So that's why I said, the free accounts really should meet any needs you have. There's no time limit. You don't have any limitations like that. So typically that will take care of what you're doing. Now, there may be instances you want to have the other agent on there, the other agent's clients, your clients. There's more people involved. The free account would work. We just will run into that 40-minute time limit. Now, nothing's stopping you from, once you hit that 40 minutes, close the call and start a new one. You can absolutely do that. And then you just have another 40-minute time limit. So if that's something you need to do, feel free. But for the most part, we'll probably be doing one-to-one. But I just wanted you guys to know that. We had to do that for one of our staff calls the other day. So we went over 40 minutes, it kicked us off, and we just called back in. So no trouble. Now, I usually leave this to generate automatically, so I'm going to tell you guys to do that. Don't try to mess with your personal one if you don't need to. It's there for you if you need it, but just let it make its ID automatically. Then we don't have any issues. Typically, I don't do a password. You can if you want, but you should be sharing this link out yourself, so you're going to know who has it. But you can put a password if you want to. Just check that box, and you can set it to whatever you like. I just haven't found a need to do it. Now, video, pretty self-explanatory here, right? On or off. If you're just doing a call, maybe you want to share your screen, you may not want your video on. I always put these on though, because I'm, especially in the setting we're in right now, I want to see you guys. I'm sure you want to see me, but that just turns the videos on, right? So make sure you enable those if you want that option. I haven't had anybody actually call in on telephone, but I just keep it on in case they need to. I'm on computer audio. Most of you guys are calling in on your cell phones, but you'll see when we go to share it that there is an option for them to actually call in if they don't have like a camera available or something, or they just have a phone. Now these bottom options, this is the one I'm talking about. I must have had this turned on when all you joined, so it was muting everybody when they joined. But I usually do put on enable join before host, just in case somebody clicks on the link a minute or two before I launch it. They can sit there and wait. They don't have to wait until I actually launch it. So I would recommend turning enable join before host on. I don't really use the waiting room. I'm going to stop using mute on entry, but you can use that if you want. Now record automatically. I do this for our webinars so I can share them with other agents in the office, right? So I'm going to post this webinar to YouTube so people can watch it at a later date, and then they can get whatever information they need. What I don't know for you guys is, are you allowed to record your clients without their knowledge? If anybody knows, feel free to unmute yourself real quick and chime in. I have no idea what you're allowed to do here, so I would probably caution you on that. I will ask Susan and see if she knows, or at least we can find an answer. But you do have that option, right, where you can record the webinar in case you need it for future reference, or maybe something was said that you just want to make sure you get word for word. You have that option. I really like that. It's it's really streamlined, so very easy to do. So once I've set all my settings, and there wasn't a whole lot here. Like I said, it's basically just making
Hey, Jeremy.
An appointment on your calendar. Yes, ma'am?
Can you tell me what you said about enable waiting room? I must have blacked out during that.
I don't use it because it messes with this join before host setting. So I would probably just not even worry about it. I would use this enable join before host and probably not do the waiting room.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I will save this. And my meeting's playing now. It's good to go. It's set up, and I can click start this meeting. It will launch my Zoom, and I'll be on the actual call. But I need to send this out to my clients, right? Doesn't do you any good to have a meeting by yourself. Well, maybe it does you some good, but today we're gonna send this invitation out to other people. So you can see if I scroll a little bit down, I have this join URL. These are the URLs I'm posting on the Facebook. So this is actually all you need. You can share this link out directly and copy and paste it into a text, an email, and this will get your clients onto the webinar. If you want something that looks a little more, I don't know, system generated, if you hit copy the invitation, you get a longer message. And so this has the exact same thing, that same link. It has the meeting ID. There's your topic, so that does show up, whatever you name that appointment. And of course, you can copy this, and now I can paste it into an email. So I could just open up Gmail, open up Facebook Messenger, or whatever I wanted, and just paste it. Nothing wrong with doing this, but like I said, this is the only part you actually need, right? So if you just do the link, that is perfectly fine. I'll go ahead and paste it for you guys so you see what happens. So when your client, when you send it to them and they click on it, it goes straight to Zoom and automatically prompts them to download. Can you guys see this little message that popped up, says open Zoom? I just don't know if it's showing it to you guys. Everybody's muted, so somebody tell me.
There you go. I can see it.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I could click that and it would just open up. If you were on your smartphone, it would either take you to the App Store to download the app or just open up the Zoom app that if you had it on your phone already. No login required, nothing like that. So you can really just send this to your clients and have them tune in. No, never mind. That was for sharing screens. Not relevant. Never mind. I haven't had any issues with getting people onto the calls, other than maybe people not finding the link. So, so that's the hardest thing. But again, copy and paste, send it off, and you're good to go. You can come down here and edit these. So, like I just noticed, I did not turn on video for my host and participant. So I would need to edit this and adjust that, right? If this is a meeting you use pretty often, you can save it as a template, so you don't have to do all the settings again. But there's not a whole lot to do, right? So it's pretty simple. And of course, the more you have scheduled, you'll see them right here under your meeting section. You'll see any meetings you have scheduled. So pretty easy. Now, once you're in the Zoom call, you guys are already there, so I can't put this in the video because I know it doesn't record my screen or it doesn't record the Zoom options. But you should have options to share your screen. It'll either be at the bottom or the top of the screen, depending on if you're in full screen mode or not. But just scroll to the bottom or the top of your screen. You should have an option that says share to share your screen. You can share your whole screen. You can share, there's a whiteboard. So if you wanted to draw to process or something, you can draw with your mouse. And of course, you can mess like I'm doing with you guys right now. You can mute and unmute people in the chat. So, but that's about all there is to it. It doesn't get any harder than this. Go in there and schedule your meeting. Share that link to them, and I mean, you can even send the link to yourself and just click that link to attend it. So it's not hard at all. I guess where's participants? Let me go ahead and unmute you guys and see if there's any questions, if I can find participants. Here we go. Okay, I unmuted you guys. So any questions so far? Did you guys, anything you want me to clarify?
Looks pretty simple.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the response I hope for. So I'm not trying to throw you for a loop or anything. So hopefully you guys get the idea. It's been very easy in my experience. So I haven't had trouble actually setting any of these up or getting people to attend. They have a bunch of live training available. I haven't needed to use any of that, but they have it if you need it for some reason. Of course, I'm here for you too. And unless you really need that more than the 40 limit time frame and again, it's 3 or more people, there's absolutely no reason for you to pay for any of this. So I would definitely just use the free account. If you need to call them again or send them a new link, just do that. But that way it keeps costs down, right? We're all trying to do that right now. Now, if any of you want to, set up your Zoom accounts and call me, feel free. Let me know ahead of time because maybe I'm busy. But I'm happy to kind of get on there and go through sharing screens with you guys. I just know like the video capture, like you guys can't see me actually clicking those buttons, so it doesn't do me much good to actually click them. But let me stop sharing mine. So you guys should see at the bottom of your screen now, you should see a share button. If you click that, you're going to see those options I'm talking about, where it'll say share your desktop or share the whiteboard, or if you have other things open on your computer, you'll see all those options too. But desktop's going to be the main one you're going to use.
Not seeing a share button.
It's a green button.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
down at the bottom.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. Yeah, it could be under the 3 dots, depending on screen size, or like if you're on the mobile app, I know it's under those 3 dots, so the other options, but you should be able to find it somewhere.
Well, you just have to move your mouse up to
Yep.
kind of like a taskbar.
Yeah.
So, and I've, there's not even a whole lot of options in the app once we're actually on the call. It's pretty simple at that point. You guys, I don't know if you guys see it, but there is an invite button next to the share. I might only see that because I'm the host, but I think you guys can see that as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
once you're actually in the call, you can hit the invite button there and invite people at that point too. I would probably send them the link ahead of time, but you could certainly do that. Well, let me stop the recording. That's all I got for the actual class part of this. Give me 1 second. Nice to see y'all. If y'all have any questions in the future, give me a call. But